In the humid swamps of a forgotten age, when thunder rolled through the valleys and volcanoes painted the skies with smoke, a beast known as Distortus Rex roamed the land. It was not just another predator, it was an anomaly in nature's design, massive, cunning, and unpredictable. With a body scarred from countless battles and eyes that gleamed with a mix of fury and intelligence, Distortus Rex ruled the plains and forests with absolute authority. Every creature, from the smallest insect to the largest herbivore, knew to scatter at the faintest tremor of its heavy steps. Yet even kings of the prehistoric world could stumble upon mysteries that neither strength nor roar could explain. One warm afternoon, the air buzzed with life. The ground was damp from last night's rain, and the scent of wet earth filled the jungle. Distortus Rex moved slowly, its tail swaying like a giant whip as it hunted for signs of prey. Birds screeched overhead, sensing danger long before it arrived. As the creature's clawed feet sank into the soft ground, something unusual caught its eye, a faint glimmer beneath the mud, something pale and smooth like polished stone. Intrigued, it crouched low, sniffing the spot carefully. Beneath layers of clay and moss was a fragment of bone, long and thick, unlike anything it had seen before. With a rumbling growl, Distortus Rex began to dig. Each strike of its claws sent mud flying, exposing more of the hidden relic. The bone was massive, far larger than any it had encountered from prey or rival. Its surface was marked with deep grooves, as if it had once belonged to a creature of unimaginable power. For a moment, the predator froze, its instincts confused. Was this the skeleton of another Distortus Rex? Or something older, something far beyond its own kind? The air grew heavy, and the wind whispered through the ferns, carrying with it the faint echoes of a forgotten age. The beast lowered its snout and sniffed again. The scent was old, ancient beyond measure, yet there was something unsettlingly familiar about it. In the mind of the creature, primitive memories stirred, visions of shadowy figures moving under blood-red skies, of titans clashing in the darkness before time was measured. Distortus Rex did not understand memory as humans do, but its instincts told it this bone was not just a relic. It was a key, a connection to something buried deep within the earth, something that should have remained hidden. With a sudden burst of energy, it lifted the bone in its jaws, shaking it free from the ground. The sound echoed across the valley, startling flocks of birds into the sky. For a few long moments, the predator stood there, bone clenched between its teeth, staring at the horizon as if waiting for something to answer its discovery. The earth beneath its feet trembled faintly, though no storm approached. The jungle fell silent, an unnatural stillness creeping over every living thing. Even the insects seemed to vanish from the air. A strange feeling washed over the creature. Its muscles tensed, its heartbeat quickened. It felt as though unseen eyes were watching from the shadows. Then, the bone began to vibrate faintly. Distortus Rex snarled, tossing it to the ground, but the trembling didn't stop. The ground beneath the bone cracked slightly, releasing a faint stream of mist that smelled of sulfur and decay. The predator stepped back, confusion flashing in its amber eyes. The mist grew denser, curling around the bone until it shimmered with a ghostly light. From deep below, a sound began to rise, a low, resonant hum that seemed to pulse like a heartbeat. Distortus Rex roared, its voice tearing through the air like thunder, but even that mighty sound could not drown the humming beneath the soil. The bone began to split, tiny fractures running across its surface as if something inside was trying to escape. Then, with a deafening crack, the light burst forth, blindingly bright and searing hot. The beast stumbled backward, growling in confusion and rage. When the light faded, the bone lay in pieces, but from the cracks emerged dark tendrils of smoke that slithered through the air, forming shapes that defied logic. For the first time in its reign, Distortus Rex felt fear. It turned, retreating into the shadows of the forest, glancing back only once. The broken bone pulsed faintly, glowing from within, as if calling to something deeper underground. The jungle began to stir again, the silence replaced by distant rumblings that echoed through the mountains. Whatever lay buried beneath had been awakened. Distortus Rex, once the unchallenged ruler of its world, now realized it had disturbed a power older and far greater than itself, a reminder that even in the age of monsters, there were secrets better left untouched.